Welcome. I'm Amanda Villarreal, and tonight we are sharing a topic that's of very high importance right now. And we think that all of this information is crucial to be sharing with others. And I think that as we get into some of this, we do want to note that we cannot say and make any claims that there is any specific nutrients or even foods at this point that can prevent or reverse the coronavirus, but we want to focus on making ourselves to be the healthiest we can be so we can minimize the impact. And that's what we're here to share with you guys tonight. So we would love for you guys to share this with your friends, your family. We're going to record this Zoom. And as you hear some of the information we're going to be sharing here, we're going to kind of be bouncing through different topics here and just kind of giving you some ideas of, a lot of us, we have more time on our hands now than we normally do. And health might not necessarily be the first thing we're thinking about. But in so many ways, health could be that missing link for really getting us through all of the things that our body is going to struggle with, from stress to sitting more to weight gain to headaches. And we want to provide you with just some knowledge and tools that you can maybe start to reverse some of that thinking. And we know right now it is a hard time and there's a lot of negativity around, but we also want to provide a place for support and encouragement. And we'll mention here at the end an offering we're going to be bringing to you guys. So to begin here, some of the things that, what we want to be looking at is changing habits. And I said, for most of us, you're not in your normal routine. So now is the perfect time to change habits because you're not doing anything that you're used to doing. So when we're looking at trying to create new habits, some of these things that we want to be looking at doing right now in particular is trying to increase habits that are going to be good for our immune system. So our immune system is crucial for so many things right now. And I just threw a recipe up here just as an idea of something that, we could also be thinking of. We have more time to cook at home, right? We have more options, but many of us don't know what to be making. And how do we keep our families fed and fueled in the right way? So we're going to be starting a group revolving around that coming up here, but I wanted to just make a list of things that I think would be really helpful as we're starting to look at ideas for trying to minimize what the stress could be doing to our bodies from what we're going through right now. So lifestyle recommendations, I think that a lot of them are very basic. We know sugars and simple carbs definitely deplete our immune system. If you've never heard some of the facts of what sugar does to our immunity, every time you eat sugar, it continues to depress your immune system by up to 50% for about an hour and a half after you consume sugar. And think about that reaction in our bodies when, kind of like caffeine, when we have sugar and it starts to wear off, we want more. And that's a process that we really have to try to figure out how to, I'm trying to mute somebody here, guys. Sorry, I hear somebody's, okay, there I go, got it. But how we can minimize those processed sugars and processed carbohydrates and looking at some of our food choices. We talked about sugar. We're going to talk about zinc and vitamin C a little bit, improving your sleep. Sleep is a big one right now. And a lot of times, people are not sleeping as well. Definitely could be related to stress, different work habits, different patterns. So we want to watch our sleeping patterns. We want to make sure we're drinking a lot of water. This is huge right now. And, if you think about dehydration and what it does, if you're reading on the screen there, it can actually act as an histamine in your body, which creates a higher risk of inflammation. And anytime we're talking about inflammation, what does that do? That affects our immunity, and that will also affect our digestive system and health. So make sure that we are drinking a lot of water. Get outside. Guys, I know most of us I see on the screen here, we are in Michigan. It's not necessarily warm out. We got one from Chicago, but it's not really warm. But you know what? It's nice enough to get outside every day. We're making a point that we are making our entire family get outside every day. So make that a point. Get some exercise. Vitamin D, we'll talk about that also. Stress, and really trying to make sure that we are minimizing the effects that stress can have on our bodies long term. Now, I know this screen is probably a little hard for you to read here. So I did a lot of typing here. So I'm just going to kind of read through some of this to kind of help you think about some foods. And some of this actually came from WebMD, and understanding some of the foods that are great actually right now for improving our immune system, which, like I said at the beginning, what was our goal? Our goal is to be healthier. so we can minimize the effects on our body if we do happen to get the coronavirus. And remember, this can also tie into flu season, right? So we want to do everything we can all around to get our bodies to work better. Fruits, vegetables, I believe we all know that, and this time it may be a little bit more challenging as we're now mostly on lockdown and it's harder to get maybe those resources, but buy the things that might last longer. Think of, oranges and apples and things that you can keep for a little while. If you're, again, reading on the screen there, you can buy things like whole grains that will last a while. Lemons and lime, citrus is great, and it's a great way to alkalize your body. And we're going to talk about our cleanse here in a second, which at the very first line there, we really need to work hard to keep our body more alkaline right now, more than ever, because the more acidic it is, the weaker our immune system is going to be. So foods that can create an even alkalinity in our body is a great thing. Garlic is a great example. Onions, herbs and spices right now are used for a lot of types of infections. And looking at different types of teas. Actually, teas have some great components in there to help with, again, a viral protein that helps to basically create healthy cells. So green tea, great thing to be having right now. Apple cider vinegar, ginger, bone broth. I hear somebody else mute here real quick. Olive oil, essential fats, use that to make dressings right now. That's an easy thing that will last a long time that you can keep in your pantry. Probiotic rich foods we're looking at, and fermented foods. So again, getting into gut health is going to be a really important factor too for helping us with building ourselves up as much as we possibly can. So when we're looking at some of the options out there, again, we can't make any claims right now on supplements in how they can stop the coronavirus. But we do know, and it's proven, that if we do the right things, like including the right supplements, we can make a difference in how our body reacts to things that are trying to come into our bodies. And we want to know that when we look at supplements, it's key, guys, that we don't just go to the store and buy any over-the-counter option thinking that they're all the same, okay? So we need to know there's a lot of differences in them. And that's, we have done a lot of research. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I am very big on understanding, where the research is, where's the testing, how's it sourced, how's it produced. And that is why we chose to partner with Shaklee. And as you see on the screen there, some things to highlight in there: the tests, the patents, the third-party studies, and the 100% money-back guarantee. So some of the products we're going to be talking about supplement-wise are from Shaklee. And I want to just kind of walk through here some things that we can do to help with our immune system. This could be just keeping our immune system more stable, could be boosting our immune system, and it could just be a matter of daily support for many of us. And this is where supplementation is kind of a challenge oftentimes, because it's different for everyone. Okay, there's not one pill that we can say is going to work for everyone, and there's a lot of options. And we could cover a ton of them tonight, but we only have around 20 minutes, which I may be a little over tonight just because this is a big topic and I don't want to miss anything. But looking at some of the things that we can do on a daily basis, Nutriferon is one that I am an extremely big fan of, and I know some of you on here would also say the same thing. But Nutriferon is a great thing to use on a daily basis to basically help with causing your body to produce more of the natural killer cells that fight bacteria, viruses, and diseases. So it is very unique because it helps to create a balance in your immunity. It acts as a modulator. So it's really a component to helping with keeping your immune system stable. So if anybody has autoimmune issues, you understand, that your immune system can be very depleted, it can be hyper, it can go all over the place, and this will help to create a balanced environment. So we take Nutriferon every day. Again, also use it for allergies and other things, but this time of year, cold and flu season, a great time. We talked a little bit ago for a second about good gut health, and we have several different options: Optiflora and Optiflora DI. Both all geared towards improving and boosting your immunity in your gut. So, again, when we talk about gut health, guys, this is not something that we should neglect. We have so many sources around us that are constantly depleting our good bacteria, and our body gets overfilled with the bad. That's why we see yeast infections. We see things like candida. We see diverticulosis, irritable bowel syndrome. So many things stem from so much bad being in our gut. So nowadays, especially now, we need to make sure we are getting that good microflora built and making sure that we have a system that actually helps to improve your intestinal health. It's guaranteed. We need to have probiotics. So either one, the Optiflora, the little pearl, is going to be a little gentler. There's only 2 strains in that one. The DI actually has 4 strains and does have one that's specific to immunity. So if you have digestive troubles, we sometimes say to start with the pearl. But if you know that, overall you're pretty healthy, you just want a little extra insurance, I would start with the DI. We also have some options for vitamin C. I don't know if some of you guys happen to see at the beginning phases of when the coronavirus was in China, they talked about injecting high amounts of vitamin C into patients. There was no specific data that came from that of proving the validity of that. So, we can't make those claims, but we do know that vitamin C is a great way of basically creating an effective component to our immune system to make our immunity absorb nutrients better. So vitamin C, high antioxidants, it's a great thing to help with getting nutrients to deliver into our bodies for immunity. And this time of year, we might want to look at adding more. It's water soluble. If you're taking a natural source of vitamin C, like the Shaklee source here has all the bioflavonoids in it that are active and live, you can take as much as you want, because whatever you don't use, you'll excrete. There's chewables, there's sustained released, and there's also a vitalized immunity, which when we talk about a boost, that's what the vitalized immunity is going to be for. It's a tablet, you drop it in water, you drink it, it's 16 oranges worth of vitamin C. So it's a very concentrated amount of vitamin C, but it also has in there some minerals, some beta carotene, some amino acids. It's just a really good comprehensive immune boost. So we want to note that one. Vitamin D, and again, I think a lot of us are hearing more and more about vitamin D, but I do always encourage people to have this checked. I'm not going to tell you right now to go to your doctor's office and do this though, but later that will be something definitely to have checked every now and then. And vitamin D is known for now supporting our bodies against viruses, bacteria, and parasites. And the biologically active form is vitamin D3. So it's not the same as what we find in processed. Usually if you guys see fortified foods, that's vitamin D2. So we want the vitamin D3. That's actually the active absorbable kind. So very inexpensive supplement to add. Garlic complex, another one there. And again, garlic, if you know anything about that, it's a natural antibiotic. It's also a natural antifungal. It's great to use for sickness. And 1 tablet is equivalent to a fresh clove of garlic. So, you don't necessarily have to worry because it has the odor control, even though it's a raw processed form of it. It keeps the allicin intact, which helps with the odor that comes from a lot of garlic supplements. So defend and resist. I know people are familiar with elderberry and people are familiar with echinacea. Zinc and larch tree are the other key things in this one. This would be another one that you could use temporarily. You can use it every day, but the echinacea will become ineffective. They say with echinacea products, generally after about 7 days, your body develops a tolerance to them. So it's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to act the same as if you use it occasionally. So again, we want to just note all of these things that we can do for our immune system. We talked about green tea a little bit again, but the specific component of green tea is this EGCG. And that is what really helps to block your enzymes that are bad from reproducing. So it kind of helps to stop them. So, and also they're saying drinking warm things is a good thing to do also for prevention of flus and colds. So, having tea around is a great idea. Make sure it's clean, preferably organic. And zinc complex, I did want to share this with you guys because I thought this was very interesting, that this is one thing that there were some studies that found zinc is actually one of the things they're finding to be helpful for people that have coronavirus to get over it faster, is using zinc. So I'm actually having our family starting to take it right now. And I think that it has a lot of components to it. It's a very inexpensive supplement. The Shaklee Zinc Complex, I believe it's around $8, and that's for almost 3 months worth. So very inexpensive. Just to kind of give you guys an idea here, I made a list here really fast, but I wrote it down because it's too much for me to remember here. But if you look at how zinc is depleted, it's actually depleted by high alcohol intake, high perspiration, strenuous activity, stress, lactation, processed foods consumption. And those are some of the things that as we start to notice when people are getting sick, a lot of times it comes from high stress levels, not eating right, if you think about the correlation between those two. But if you look at what zinc is involved in, it is involved in so many different areas of our body. So a trigger for over 200 plus different enzymes are made from zinc. So it promotes in healing, it promotes with a healthy reproductive system, it combats sore throats, it's known for common cold, it's called a growth mineral, necessary to form our skin, our organs, our bones. It also supports our immune system, increases T cell activity, antibody response, supports our thymus gland, helps fetal development, decreases dental plaque formation. Again, that's a long list, guys, so there's no way I could memorize that. So zinc, inexpensive, and a great thing to look at adding right now, just again, preventative measures. So we wanted to also talk about something that, again, more time on our hands. What's something that maybe we could look at doing right now? A cleanse. I think cleansing is a great way to help jumpstart our body, but also to help our bodies better deal with stress. And right now is, again, a prime time to be looking at doing something like this, because if we want to start to create new habits, a lot of times doing something and overhauling our diet like this can be the first step to helping us lead a healthy lifestyle. And when we look at why cleansing, there's so many different benefits to it, but ideally we look at the long-term effectiveness of what cleansing does. And it's a jump start. That's what I always say. It kind of helps to give us that boost to want to be healthier. We're feeling better, helping with some of the things we were talking about. Again, right now, we are overwhelmed, guys. We got people losing their, sources of income. We've got people that are worried about getting sick. We've got so many things going on that, we're not thinking about, oh, I really would like to do things to get my energy up, or focusing on my sleep and losing weight. But why not? We should be, because this is only going to help us in the long run. So I want to mention, the importance of cleansing and some of the parts that are incorporated with the cleanse. And you're going to hear us talk about this quite a bit, our Prove It Challenge, because I do believe it's a great foundation system for people to get started. But look at these life shakes, guys, for people that want to have options for being at home right now and having a long, stable shelf life and to be a balanced meal. You cannot beat these life shakes. And I just want to mention here really fast, because our CEO was on earlier and he did mention that Shaklee will continue to stay open, that the governor of California actually said that Shaklee is considered one of the essential companies that will remain open because they're shutting down everything non-essential, and that they will continue to ship products. So we know that we can have things like this delivered to our door. And right now, we need options. So we want to make sure we mention these life shakes. Again, if you're reading the screen there, it does more than just give us a meal. It has everything we need in a plant-based, absorbable way, and is a perfect building block for health. And we look at what's in there, but also in what it does is that foundation piece. So it's kind of like I always mentioned, building a house. If you don't have the mortar, your bricks are not going to do real well staying together, right? That's what protein does in our body. It kind of holds everything together, and it's a building block. So making sure we have enough protein is also part of our immune system, okay? When you look at building, we have to have those components that create our full spectrum of overall better health. And here's just kind of showing here, guys, a picture of what we need to eat on a daily basis to get what we need on average, nutrition-wise, every day. And I know many of us look at this and there's no way I eat 17 bananas in one day. No way I eat, omega-3s of sardines every day. But this is why we have to look at supplementing, okay, guys? So if we're taking our shakes as an option for protein as our building block, we also want to look at supplementation, okay? Now, these things, if you look at where statistics say today, over 90% of Americans are deficient in at least one nutrient. When we have a deficiency, what does that do? It leads to a symptom. So we need to try to minimize any deficiencies by covering our bases. Our favorite is our Vitalizer. This has in there the probiotics we mentioned. This is very comprehensive. Now, you could just choose to be doing a multivitamin. Great. If you need a minimal program that's very cost effective, it's going to cost you about $10 a month to have a multivitamin through Shaklee. So look at this system, though, and how it's completely time released. It stays in your system for over 12 hours, and it gives you all of those nutrients you saw on the last screen. So, I'm a big fan of convenience, and I'm a big fan of knowing that we don't have to necessarily worry as much if we have the insurance that we're taking a good quality supplement program like this. So just again, throw out there, this is our vitalizer. It's in 3 options, women, men, and if you're over 50, you would do gold. So our nutrition changes. Really the difference between men and women is the women's has iron in it. But again, love the convenience of these strips. And again, shelf life. They last for, I believe most of the time I look at it, it's about maybe 6 months to 9 months of shelf life time. So, you know, it's something that will last too, which is great to know, because as we're buying healthy food sources, we don't know how long necessarily those are going to be lasting. So we're going to be answering questions here in 1 second, but I just want to, you know, throw out there to you guys. We wanted to make sure you knew about a couple specials right now. And one of them is with our Prove It Challenge, that it's a free shipping, free cleanse, it's free membership, and also for anybody, because we want to help you right now with jumpstarting your health, we're giving a free gift. So that is a great foundation, guys. And I know for a lot of us, we're like, do I really spend $159 to get started right now? I would absolutely say it's probably some of the best investment you could do, because of the fact that when you feel better, you're going to manage everything coming up so much better, guys. And remember, that replaces 1 meal a day. We also just came out with, there's a new immunity pack, which, you know, we talked about some of these things already, but Optiflora DI, and this also has another supplement that right now, stress relief complex, is going to be a staple for many of us, as it helps to calm us down, helps to blunt those cortisol levels, which again, we talked about stress being related to, you know, not sleeping well, and to weight gain, to mental health, so many things. So we just want to mention also that stress relief complex. So all right, guys, and last but not least here, I want to throw out there to you guys, if you're choosing to do the cleanse with us or the Prove It Challenge, note that the Prove It Challenge, we're going to offer it a little bit differently this time, because when we start the support group, we're going to have you doing the shakes the same time as you're doing the cleanse. So it's actually a much, you know, for you guys that only do the cleanse maybe once or twice a year, you could do it more often if you keep a little protein in there. So we're going to do this a little differently, just to kind of make this a 30-day option. You would do your cleanse with your vitalizer and your shake every day. So if you want to do that with us, great. If you don't, doesn't matter. We're going to start a group, guys. We just finished a Surviving and Thriving Facebook event, and it was just a 4-day event, but it seemed as though the response was great from it. People liked the support I heard. People really appreciated the tips. And that's what this is for, guys. I feel like this is a time now more than ever where we need to be a community, that we're here for each other. We share tools, we share resources, and that's what this is going to be, guys. Online, it's just a group. We're just going to share encouraging things, and each day help to give you guys something to focus on. So it may be giving you a recipe, it might be giving you some tips on consistently eating vegetables, but might be on drinking water. We'll come up with something new every day, but we'd love for you to join us for this nutrition challenge. So that is on Facebook. Feel free to search for it. If you would like us to add you, you could also let us know. Last but not least, guys, before I open up for questions here, is we're going to be doing a sneak peek, because also right now we feel as though there's a need for people to know about at-home type businesses. We work everything from our computer, everything from our mobile device, and we're going to give you 2 times, 9 a.m. or 7 p.m. if you just want to join in, listen to what we do. We're just going to kind of share some of the common misconceptions of a home-based business and show you what we do. So it'll be fun, and it'll be interactive, and hopefully you learn a lot. So, all right, guys, let me open up to questions here real fast. Does anybody have anything you would like to ask, mention, or share with us? Hopefully you guys found it to be helpful. I can only see a few of you, maybe a thumbs up. Perfect. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to continue on to our business training now. So you guys that want to hang out, great. But otherwise, thanks for joining us, guys. Watch for a Zoom next week, same time. We'll let you know what the topic is, and we'd love for you to join us. So thank you.